What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear and crew here for Meteorian Core, episode 46.
Woo!
Welcome back.
46, that's a lot. That's a lot of episodes.
Getting towards the 50th, baby.
Big 5-0.
100.
I don't know.
Are we
I don't
gonna
know
get
if we're gonna get there.
No more parties for us.
Yeah.
No more parties.
We got like 3 months to do 4 more episodes to get there, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
We're going to do 4 retirement parties for everyone to the 50th.
And we're all getting matching vests.
Yeah.
Obligatory.
Hey, we didn't know how Game of Saving Throws was going to end. That ended with food fight retirement party
Yes.
in the sky.
Waste of food, but understandable. That's very par for us.
There was no waste of food during COVID. All of that RP food was eaten diligently. Who's got big announcements they want to let the community know about before we get into it?
I'll kick it off. D20 Deathmatch. Obviously, we're live this Sunday, but we've also now trickled into the world of 24/7. So if you want to watch us, we're on Twitch 24/7. If you want to keep a tab open.
Death. 24/7.
Into the Mirror also has closed out for a small moment as it takes a hiatus, but filling in starting this Tuesday is Vythorn's Return, a new series that I have DM'd for us. It is a wonderful little dive into Mudcat's character, and eventually we have 2 guests joining in who help with the storytelling. That is B. Dave Walters and Jess, also known as Dr. Bees on Twitter. It is a fantastic story, and I can't wait for everyone to see it go live on YouTube.
And if for some reason that stream is down, also on Tuesday, I am launching the first episode of our charity TTRPG show called Eden Falls. We've been slowly announcing who cast and characters are on Twitter, and that'll be for Wounded Warrior Project over on twitch.tv/Wounded Warrior Project on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. PT or 4 p.m. Eastern.
Perfect. You guys go way before us.
You're
So
late.
just-
Yeah, a while in.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's a recording at this sake for my own mental
Oh,
health.
okay.
Got the
Ours is
whole
not
evening.
live.
You can
Yeah,
tune in
yeah.
at 2 o'clock in the morning and Marrow Strand will just be ending. So you got your whole evening planned.
See? Perfect.
All of Tuesday.
All of Tuesday.
Lots coffee Tuesday.
Because nobody wants to roll dice on a Monday.
Nothing stream related whatsoever, and I shouldn't be making this announcement because I'm meant to be on break. But, haha, Bungie released some Season of the Deep art, and it is not terrifying at all as someone who totally is not terrified out of their mind about visages of sea monsters and thalassophobic things. So I was meant to be on break, but I'm going to take like 10 minutes out to record a video and then throw that into an editing thing and do something very basic. So yeah, I guess this is really me shaking my fist at you, Bungie. How dare you?
Why don't they take vacations?
Yeah, what the hell's up with this thing on a regularly scheduled seasonal rotation? It's almost like I could have seen this coming and I didn't.
Listen, I'm just super proud of myself because I got to level 100 this season, and I did all the weekly stories. So
Nice.
I did it.
That is impressive for you.
I know.
You were not normally a completionist on that.
No, but I did it. Here we are.
As long as you had fun doing it, that's the only thing that should matter.
It was not too bad. I only did the raid once though. So
Fun to win.
Yeah, do it.
That is fair enough.
Anybody else with big announcements? So I will get to the sad news first. For everyone out in chat land, Glam unfortunately will be taking a permanent hiatus away from the campaign as he focuses on his work life. So he loved you all very much and he will miss you, but he will no longer be playing Nelson with us into the end of the campaign. So I promise to steward Nelson into a happy, safe place as soon as possible. But we love our Glambo Warrior, and he's doing very well. And he wanted to make sure to let you all know that he loves you and thank you for all the support. Love you, Glam.
Up. Excuse me. Here, there. It's the Kevin Hart hand. The Kevin Hart hand. There we go.
Oh.
The thing that started it all, right? And totally mean not knocking things off my mic. I love you, Glam. I'm sorry.
I thought you were talking about Kevin Hart, the comedian. I'm like, when did he come into our
No,
game?
that's always been canon. It's always been the zombie Kevin Hart.
Sorry.
Oh my god. What
I've been very confused. I was like,
we were making-
I don't think I've ever seen Kevin Hart do that symbol in any of his stand-ups.
It's going to be that thing when we create the Meteorian Call movie. Kevin Hart is going to play the actual Kevin Zombie.
Oh, Kevin Zombie, he was the best of us.
That's why I saved him over Brom that one time.
Dang. And here I flew all the way overnight. Brom middle seated it just to get here. What the heck? There we go. Now I got control of my my keyboard. What a wonderful time to phase out. Picking up where we left off 2 weeks ago. Battling necrotic choker vampires that have emerged up from the Underdark. In scenes and visages from the forest surrounding you, you've been plagued by these strange dark feathers. And visions of a necrotic army led by who was once your friend. Now corrupted and seemingly in an awful place. Reginald haunts your dreams. But before you've been able to stake out to the forest yourself, short-term loss of Zanryn and almost losing him to the abyss. But thanks to Renwick, to Toff, the party remains the same. You guys will be picking up after your long rest at the Yawning Portal. Go ahead and roll Constitution checks.
I think I'd throw with disadvantage, all things considered. I think that works.
A 6.
Renwick. And a rare old man early riser. Strange for you. You will be the first one up.
I suppose he's not really going to go down and eat breakfast, but I think he'll go down at least into the breakfast area and maybe read a book. It's the early hours in the morning. Yeah, I think he's just gonna chill there till everyone else wakes up.
Nelson will also be up with his book out as well. Spinning between the pages, strange root structures and pictures of odd, corrupted, and decaying forests. Just give a nod to you. He's got a small bowl of stirring bugs, just large enough to where when they crawl up on the sides, they slide back down. Just kind of no-look picking every now and then. Biddy.
What time is it by now?
Sunrise.
Okay. Assuming that since Biddy was very keen on taking care of Zanryn without Zanryn even knowing, just by her sitting outside of his door, I would assume maybe the creaking of the floor as Nelson and or Renwick were walking about would have just kind of gone on enough to where it annoyed her enough to where she's like, okay, this isn't a part of my dream. I need to wake up kind of thing. She would come to and peek. She would try to peek into Xander's room just to see if he's okay.
You see Zanryn sleeping. Owls can't really stealth
Okay,
check.
I'm so stealthy.
Oh yeah, you got this.
Yeah, so she's just peeking in, and what does she see?
Owls can't really cold sweat, and you do see Zanryn asleep, but it's very clear that there's still quite a bit of agitation in his sleep. The occasional movement of wings and twitching, and like the large tufts of his eyebrows and the ears at the back, like they sort of just occasionally flick back and forth. The kind of movement that you'd see on a dog if it's got a fly near its ear, where it just like would go ahead and do that. Except it's like it's constant, and it's clearly aggravated even though it's in the middle of sleep. It's like a little bit of tossing and turning. It doesn't seem totally there. Even stranger still, because Zanryn for once is like actually lying down on a bed. He's not in a rafter somewhere, which is very strange.
She would note that this isn't the normal Zanryn sleep behavior, sleep pattern, but seeing that you're at least, still breathing and seem to be sleeping, even though it might be more in REM sleep, she would just slowly shut the door, hearing the little click of the door coming together, and she's probably in pain because of sleeping against a wooden door all upright. She's just like, oh god, to get old for this. And she would actually make her way very, very grandma like, hunched over or hunched back and just trying to push into the back of her lumbar. And she would go into her room and then just plop onto the bed. Who knows? She may have fallen asleep immediately.
Taking a little morning nap. Ketri, what is your morning routine like? I don't know if you've gone to a room. We haven't really specified at all exactly where Ketri has gone for the evening. So if you want to give us a recap of...
Ketri has surprisingly not left the main hall and is in fact still underneath all those tables, resituated enough, but that is now Ketri's nesting ground in this space. But Ketri, being a Warforged, does not sleep. So while the one lighted eye is turned off, you can hear almost a ticking sound on the inside as Acorn moves from one side to the other, as if inventory is being kept in the early morning hours at this point.
I'm sorry, is the squirrel's name Acorn?
No, squirrel's name is Squirrel, actually.
Oh.
Just Squirrel.
Just acorns inside.
Just acorns inside. Yeah, there's a lot of nuts in the trunk. So you just kind of hear one moving from one side to the other as a pile up begins, and then after so many little taps of acorn after acorn after acorn being piled up, you hear a sudden as they slide, because acorns do not stack very well, and a sudden ricochet of many acorns thrown about as Squirrel is probably quite frustrated at this point and has to start over with their inventory count.
It'll catch Nelson's eyes occasionally as he hears back, and I imagine that would put a smile on his bird beak as he's flipping through his pages of his book.
He 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93.
Is that just quiet counting?
Yeah.
I got here as quick as I could. Door's gonna slam open and a bustling Brom is going to head into the main room.
Startled, can I kind of lift whatever table is on top of me and throw it in the direction of Brom?
Whoa! Whoa! Dexterity saving throw.
Alert!
Go ahead and throw an improvised attack. So
Sure. Only a 6 or 12 on that.
whoa!
12 on that.
Table breaks over the side. Whoa! No harm. Who's automaton?
Ketri, that's friend.
Friend. And Ketri will rush over in a moment and try to pick you up, Brom, to carry you over at the table where all friends get to sit.
Oh, hold on! Don't pick me up! Don't squeeze me in the
Friends,
morning like
come over
that!
here.
Oh God!
Easier for Ketri to protect.
No, I got this. His overcoat. He's got a box of cinnamon rolls now, where it's just the icing is squeezed. The inside lining of his jacket. Got some cinnamon rolls, but a little bit squished now.
You'll have to excuse Ketri. He's still learning how to interact with society.
I am Ketri.
I see
And Ketri will bow a little bit.
that log in your noggin there. It's got you. Yeah, I think I understand. Nice to meet you.
But between the tables and being thrown and Brom making noise, I'm gonna roll perception at disadvantage to see if I wake up.
Finally.
Brom Royale.
What do you mean at disadvantage? Like you don't have a...
Oh, fuck it.
Like you're not gonna get it.
Sex is at disadvantage.
Oh damn.
No.
No. Man, I'm doing this now on the other side of things occasionally, and it doesn't translate well to rogue. Okay, I guess I go with it. Yeah, Zanryn hears the Rumble Royale from downstairs. It's bursts out of his door like, what the fuck?
Thank God you're alive.
Zanryn's gonna traipse down the stairs, like barely shaking anything, and is just gonna immediately walk over, no questions asked. He's running up and hugging Brom.
Oh, watch out, buddy! It's and we get a shared cream cheese hug as I haven't got my overcoat off. Oh God, I'm sorry. I tried to get some cinnamon rolls. I got squished by a new friend. I'm glad you're alive, buddy. Here, I can clean that up as I prestidigitation while we hug it out.
Oh, good to see you, Ketri.
Yeah, it tried to kill me already. Is that Biddy's bot?
I think it's Nelson's.
Nelson's? Why would Nelson program it to throw furniture at me? That's such a Biddy thing.
I mean, it's not correct, but it's not actually. Nelson didn't make it. You know, Nelson's more likely to reanimate something. It's not property. It's.
How do you know it's not reanimated? It's got a log sticking out of its head. It'd be reanimated.
Zombie trees. I'm just gonna sort of get stuck in thought with that.
I look around and I notice that Biddy is not down for breakfast. Well, this won't do for sure. I immediately go back and I find the biggest cast iron that I can get and begin pots and panning. Wake up!
Can I-
Wake up!
Before you do this, can I psychically whisper to Biddy and give advanced warning?
You cheat as I go over. You can certainly you certainly can do your thing. But
Hey,
she's sleeping, so who knows?
hey, I'm not sure if you're awake, and I don't know if you can quite hear this, but Brom gonna be outside your door with very loud noises. Do with that information what you will.
You get back, like, think of picking up your phone when somebody's on the computer and you have dial-up. That's the sound you get back at. Just static noises.
Oh no.
Yeah. But
What
she...
noise you're about to receive, I am truly sorry.
Clank,
That's all-
clank,
that's all
clank. Rockin' Robin. Woo! Tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin. Woo! As you going to continue to beat pots and pans all the way up the stair steps towards your room.
She's still plopped on her belly. She's barely had time to even move, so she's only been laying down, what, maybe 10 minutes or so? But she's already got, like, a pool of just drool as she's face down on this bed. And hearing Zanryn initially in her head, she would... she would receive it. But she would respond, not the static noise, as... I don't know how to put her words into it. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. It just comes back that she thinks it's a nightmare. There you go. There's a comment I was going to say, but I can't.
Now I'm very curious.
Sam can't say it. It's like,
It's all right. It's all right. It's just Brom. I got you a squished cinnamon roll.
She ignores you. And her snores actually get louder. Just
You are so full of it. I don't believe it for a minute.
Yeah.
Brom is going to sit over on the side of the bed while you're snoring. Well, while you're here, I might as well tell you a few stories about what I ate when I went back home. It started off with the muscatoli on the first night. Couldn't decide whether we were going to have it or lasagna. But we already had all these stuffed shells, and why roll it all out in the first place? And we had so much good dwarven wine when I went back. And the side dishes. Oh, we ripped up all that fresh bread
punch
in
her hand out to hit your thigh. Shut up!
We can't have you sleeping in on me now.
Not really sleeping in. Finally just getting to sleep. And you would see her just kind of lift up her head. Messy hair. She looks like she's got 50 bags under her eyes right now. And dry, crusted, like, drool that's already made a mark.
He's just going to reach over and give you a big hug.
She's not going to have the energy to hug back. But she, like, kind of just, like, falls.
Oh, my. What a
I'm
mess.
just very tired. Welcome back. Can't even fight you.
Wouldn't win if you tried.
You know what's funny? She's like sitting up now and getting on her butt and like doing crisscross legs. The only way that you could have beat me was through your angel.
Watcher works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, but you don't. I can read you like an open book. You could.
Instead, I was never trying to be sneaky. Maybe I am just an open book. Not all books are meant to be shut.
When did you become so philosophical?
I told you I drank a lot of red wine in the last weekend.
Well, does that make you smarter?
I feel a little bit more intellectual. Good conversations with family. I don't know. Maybe a vacation does a body good.
This is very weird.
Well, maybe you need to take a vacation. Maybe that's it.
Maybe I should. However, can't do that because, did you see Zanryn yet?
I got to give him a big hug. Unfortunately, I covered him in cheese icing. That new automaton, which I thought was yours, that threw the table at me, because that's what I thought it was yours.
What?
Well, the Warforged downstairs.
Oh,
The one they call Ketchery. Yeah, threw a whole table at me. Did you not hear it?
No.
You're horse slavey. Well, I thought it was yours because it threw the table at me, and then I found out it's not, and it's someone new.
Well, it's like Nelson's. Nelson brought them here.
Nelson's friend. Well, it does have a stick sticking out his head, so that checks out.
All right.
It seems all right. Once they said I was friended in smashed my cinnamon rolls, but it seemed pretty friendly.
It's only been about 24 hours since I met them.
I see.
Then immediately, Reggie turned against us. And there were like 100 Reggies. What happened while you were gone?
Yeah. Maybe I took too long a vacation. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, I wanted to say hi, by the way.
I thought he was coming back.
He did, but he's on business. The angel things. I don't have complete ownership of him.
Huh. I kind of did.
Odds for the babysitter.
You're lucky that I'm very tired. She's going to just push up on the bed and push herself off. She's still fully dressed. She's going to try to compose herself. Obviously, like glasses kind of to the side, hair quite messy, and just clothes disheveled. But she's going to walk outside, just not even pay attention to you anymore, like nose up and walk out.
Well, some things haven't changed. Go get yourself something to eat.
I am.
I will follow back behind and head downstairs with you.
Ketchery will have arranged the table so that way they are in seating order yet again and no longer his hidden little hobby hole that he's created, and will sit at the end of the table patiently waiting, kind of staring at each of them respectively. When will Ketchery get to go to the forest?
To the forest? Is there something you need to do, or?
Friend Nelson said we are going to the forest.
Oh, yes, but specifically, why do you want to go to the forest?
The forest can be home. Ketchery has been away and would like to return.
Is that what's happened here? As he points to Ketchery's head.
What has happened?
Well, I'm not.
Is something wrong with Ketchery?
No, I don't think so. I assumed you knew there's a rather large branch sticking out of your head.
Should that not be there?
Well, I don't know. I'm not the one who made your head, so maybe it was intentional.
You are not very helpful. Ketchery will kind of turn away, not really being able to determine if it's a good or bad thing, getting this wishy-washy gray area from Renwick. Ketchery will look at Zanryn. Is there something wrong with Ketchery's head? and we'll zoom in much closer. So that way it's easier for you to inspect.
Like uncomfortably close, like this
Very.
close?
Yes.
Okay.
If I had breath, you would feel it.
Oh, wow.
I had breath.
No, not necessarily anything wrong. I think Renwick's right. If it was meant to be there, then it was meant to be. It's just normally trees grow in the ground, not inside of a warforged head. Ketri, I don't suppose you remember anything about where you come from, do you?
Ketri came from the forest.
Makes sense, I suppose. I'm not willing. I'm not willing to inquire any further on anything because Zanryn still respects the fact that he started off on quite a bad footing with Ketri and doesn't want to push his luck when it comes to inquiring too heavily about their past. So he's just gonna kind of meets the gaze, tries his best not to be intimidated, tries his best if ever Squirrel appears to avoid eye contact with Squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of make as many observations as he can. Ooh,
Ketri-
this is a good question. Can I
Okay.
investigate and see if I recognize where the tree coming out of Ketri comes from?
Sure.
I think that's brilliant.
All right. Would that be nature or investigation?
Nature check.
All right. Let's give it a go. It's not one of my stupid OP ones.
You have seen trees before, so at least you recognize it is a tree. It looks like bark that has been on other trees as well, but it also doesn't. I don't know if it's all right if I take the lead on this, RoBear.
100%. It's your log.
It definitely looks more forestry than perhaps with the limited amount of moss or moisture on it, less jungle, or perhaps not by a river or swamp.
I feel like that's about as much as I could gather as someone who spent his life predominantly
In a desert.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Would you look at there? You can carry these around.
How about them there?
That's a tree because it is.
You can tell it's an aspen by the way it is.
That's neat.
Though perhaps that is interesting of itself, that of many things that a tree can be transported in such a way.
I wonder. Hydroponic system inside? Water? It's gotta have water.
Ketri has water. Would you like water?
Yeah, sure.
One of
Zanryn-
Ketri's hands will go over your plate of food and his fingertip will pop open and water will pour onto your plate for you.
Oh.
What's the clarity of that?
Oh no, that's not the question I needed to answer.
I will say
Red sewage water.
it is clear, but I cannot speak to the taste of it.
It's the microorganisms.
It might be very rich in iron, we'll say.
Zanryn's gonna look in fascination, and the frustrating thing about this is it's like the terrifying, horrifying problem of when dolphins are in polluted water is they can't smell either. And so if it looks like water, it's probably just water, and Zanryn's not gonna think any more of it, you know? This stuff could smell like it comes out of a toilet, and he wouldn't be none the wiser.
Making yourself a slop steak over there, Zanryn?
I think it's more of a broth at this point. Maybe a porridge.
Let me know when you have had enough, and that water will still continue to be pouring out at a consistent rate.
Yeah,
it is overflowing your plate at this point.
Oh, that's extra sloppy.
I'm gonna gently take Ketri's hand and guide it to a like a mug for ale.
Sure. Ketri can provide, and you'll see 3 other fingertips just pop open, and you have just a nice outpouring of water now filling this up.
Yeah. I think that's enough, Ketri. Jesus Christ, is there a decanter of endless water in there? What the his name?
Ketri keeps water in legs and will slap their thighs, and you can kind of hear it slosh around a little bit on that end.
It's like a glowhog. How about that?
Ketri is a what?
It's like a glowhog. You know, the animals in a desert, they also have to keep the majority of their water somewhere on their body. They keep it in their legs. They've got very knobbly knees. That's the secret. That's where all the water's stored.
Ketri has wobbly knees. What was that movement?
Knobbly. They're like knocking against each other with water.
Visual.
Whoa, my brain didn't go there. Gosh, I play with such children.
Yes, Ketri, you should have knees. Do you? Does Ketri have knees? This is a good question.
Ketri will stand and place his leg on the table for you. Ketri has more than just knees, and also legs and a foot.
I would imagine if you wanted to, you could probably do some really cool things with the joints in a Warforged. You're probably like double jointed. You could be like.
They have the ability to rotate in any direction. Yes.
G.I. Joe.
Oh my god. You can turn into Raptor Ketri. Oh, that's so cool. Right?
That's where your brain went?
Yes, absolutely. It's where my brain went.
Byf just wants to be a dinosaur, everyone.
100%. Don't even deny it. No questions, no shame, Your Honor.
This is why we play D&D, just so we can one day become dinosaurs.
Look, I at one point will pick a druid and I will true polymorph myself into a T-Rex. I don't even care.
Fair. That's fair.
It's not even the meta pick. It will just be the pick.
If you do a Warforged druid, could you be a mecha dino?
100%.
You think about that, Byf. You think about that and the future that you have, okay?
The only thing is, though, we're commissioning cursed art of your face onto the T-Rex as well.
It's like what we do in the shadows when he can polymorph into any animal except for his face. It stays the same. It's a work of art. I'm just imagining now like a mecha dino, but Byf's face on there and Byf doing like the roar.
I'm waiting at this point. I'm waiting for Shay to Photoshop it. Like it's just gonna happen.
Yes.
Small little hands pulling the tea bag out.
My strong hand.
If necessary, Ketri can show you both, and Ketri will stand on the table so that way you can easily see both of Ketri's knees.
I think I got it there, Ketri. Actually, thank you.
I would just like to note Sam has an emporium of unnecessary items.
They're attachments for her homunculi.
The occultism is
She's
strong.
got something. I'm very intrigued. Just loose. Perfect.
This is what everyone saw. Late night at Memphis. Sam and her strong hands.
The caress.
So,
You can take my strong hand.
she comes down. She's looking like Belle in this pink dress, and then small little baby hands. Come here.
That's how you uncover who Sam is. Belle on the outside, but an absolute Sid from Toy Story on the inside.
This checks.
Yeah. Well, it seems like I have missed quite an eventful week.
Yep. And she's looking at this water spilled mess. That's what we've been dealing with the last 24 hours.
Well, we can use all the help that we can get. Yale will show me the visions.
Which ones?
And we've lost Reginald. Some dark power.
Did you see the ones of Toff?
It was told to me. I didn't get to see it. I had to imagine it in my own mind's eye, but
I'm gonna look at Bitty, and then I'm gonna nod, in case she still has the feather with her.
She does, because, I mean, she had barely gotten it from where she was sitting all night with the feather. And hearing this from Brom, she would, pull from her pocket the black feather. And not initially trying to hand it out, but once again, just kind of playing with the edges of the feather. Do you want to see Toff?
what do you mean? Do I want to?
This is from Zanryn. And it can help you see what he saw. And that's how I saw it.
Oh.
I think you should.
Oh, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. And she hands it over to you.
How does this thing, and then you see Brom freeze in place as he takes that feather. It's about 20, 30 seconds. You can see his eyes flicker back and forth. You see his eyes well up. Hands you the feather back. Right,
I don't
that's
know if
something else.
I don't know if Zanryn's on the same side as the table or it's displayed in VTT, but Zanryn would get up and give you another hug. Just like, yep. We're all in this.
I'm sorry I wasn't there for you.
No need to apologize.
I mean, you
Toff
gave
was
us
there.
Yale. And that was thoughtful.
Glad we're friends. No matter where we are.
Yeah, but don't leave again, please. I honestly, it was kind of annoying not having anybody to really talk to this last week. So if you could just not do that, that would be great.
I tell you how wonderful quiet is when you get to the countryside. You get that first glass of white
With
wine.
what you've told me of your family, there's so many kids running around as if you're getting any silence.
There's more land than what you think. In a cramped up inn room side of a city. Maybe you would go out.
I'm glad we agree. You're an old man. And she just walks past you.
Who is teaching the next generation these things?
She's smiling. She goes and sits on the opposite side of the table.
God forbid I beat you as bad as I beat my nieces and nephews in board games while I was gone.
I'm sorry you lost so much. Do you need to talk about it?
He wouldn't stand a chance against me. Not any of them. Not in this slick geeze's mind. I bet you couldn't even finish off Monopoly.
What?
I bet you'd leave before it was done. Yeah.
I have great endurance.
I'd get all the railroads and bleed you dry.
You know what? I don't know what there is that she could do, but actually, no. Okay, she's gonna pull out her dagger that she keeps on her and just like start carving into this table. A nice 4 lines that go together with 9 boxes.
Ah.
He's gonna grab a bunch of different goblets and give them to each side. Fine. Let's play a silly little game.
I go first.
What? I set it up. I did all the hard work. I should go first.
Sorry.
Some more.
Wham! He throws his hand down. 100%. He's all in. Athletics versus athletics. Let's go. Let's see what you got. Maybe I've come back. I'm a whole new man. Strength or athletics checks. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Whoa!
Ah! God! God!
We get down. See, I told you.
She's not my. The other hand. That's not my strong thumb.
It's fine. Here's one. I found it earlier. I think it's from somebody's doll.
Don't teach me with that baby hand.
Oh,
I don't know where you get these things.
Where did you get a baby hand? What the fuck?
There was like a doll upstairs in the hallway. I saw it this morning.
Oh, that's
Anyway, she throws it.
gonna haunt some kids' nightmares. Oh, okay.
Go again.
Yeah.
Oh.
That still beats me.
Oof.
Ketchery will chime in. You are clearly inferior. Do you need help?
It's our gauntlets. Ah.
It's okay.
No, you shocked
Ketchery's
me.
going to-
You shocked me. You're a cheater. You're a cheater. Did you all see
Digs
that?
into your thumb.
I would
and
like
then she
to-
Let's go.
I'd like to behind hug Brom and have Ketchery shape around and help and now grip your hand from the other side to help you out.
I feel like I'm getting German suplexed at first. I'm like,
Yes.
no, Ketry, not again, no.
Country, be careful. He'll die if you flick him.
Oh,
He's very sensitive.
sensitive. Fragile.
Especially as a man.
Put me
We'll
down.
protect.
Put me down.
Ketchery will let go
That
and
promise
then
you have a protector.
I'm kicking my feet. I don't like being off my feet.
sensitive and Ketchery will pet
He
you
likes
on
to
your
be
head.
bounced like a baby.
No, I'm
Baby.
not a baby. You're the
I
one
will
with baby
put
heads.
you on my lap and Ketchery's legs will shake up and down
Nope.
quite inconsistently in
No,
rhythm.
give me I am not to be baby. I'm not a small child. I'm not a small child.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Ketchery, help friend. Calm baby.
I call my shield down. Shield! Shield! Sticks to me like a magnet.
Pacifier
No, shield! I need to pry me off of this thing. I'm stuck. Athletics versus athletics, Ketry.
Okay.
Yes!
Oh wow.
Shield is here for me.
God. I've never wanted this nat 20 more in my life.
Ugh, it pries me off. God!
Oh, is the baby happy now?
Baby, hear me now. I take one of the cinnamon rolls and I throw it at your face.
I'm gonna dodge that.
Yes! Yes!
This is not the same Brom. This is not the same Brom.
Oh,
What?
what's that roll? Would that be
I
a saving
fail
throw?
5 out of the 6 times. Okay, I finally got something. You know what? I'm gonna hit. It hits. It gets. The cinnamon roll spreads open because it's squished. You can see your eye through it. It's like the eye of Vecna's cinnamon roll as it slides down your face.
That was disgusting. She's wiping it off.
Oh.
And she's gonna shake it off her hands and flick it at you.
prestidigitation. Not
That
bad.
feels
They're
like
still
cheating.
Thank you for your help, Catry.
I like to imagine that at this point, Renwick and Zanryn, I don't know if you agree to this, Mud, but at this point we're just at the bar sort of taking sips of something and observing. It's just like...
Renwick is just, he's sitting there, but just gone back to reading his book, like unfazed by the shenanigans at this point.
Nelson Nelson is the same. He's got his bowl of bugs. There's some cinnamon roll that's torn in it. There's a little bit on the paste, but he's still just been going through his book unfazed in the morning. No doubt.
Well, as Renwick will look at Zanryn, I do think we have things to do today, though, don't we?
Yes, that we do. The great problem of Reggie. Which, of course, well, if it wasn't for Nelson, we wouldn't know much about where to go on that front, would we?
Yes, well, that may be the case, but at this point, I don't think it is behoove us to wait much longer. If this truly is some sort of issue, better not to let it fester.
Yes, absolutely. Well, let's get to it then. And push off from the bar, head back to the table, sort of interrupting the manic nonsense of cinnamon roll being flung back and forth. Nelson, I believe you had a direction for us, a way we might find Reggie.
I do. Points down towards the book. You can see the roots in the Maciel network travel through. As a map appears before. I know where Reginald is.
What?
The book, it shows me.
Do we all see this?
Yeah, he's got it on the table open for everybody to see.
She's
Yeah,
gonna lean over and look. Well, I'll be.
While you and Yale and Renwick were down in the yawning portal and discovered the little, shall we say, infestation, something took over Nelson. Same kind of black feathers that you eventually coughed up and that I coughed up later. Showed him
That
this.
Nelson? She's gonna point at Nelson sitting in the chair. That Nelson?
Yeah.
Is he still possessed?
I don't think so. You and I are.
Oh. Right. Interesting.
Whatever it is, it's powerful, but dangerous. But knowing Nelson, he's, got all of his own power as a necromancer and someone who's clearly in tune with nature.
Is
This
a dark
sort of feels-
bird. Powerful archfey.
Do you know their name?
We dare not speak it. We do not wish to conjure them. They are close enough. Always watching. Always consuming.
Well, then, all the more reason to get busy solving the problem, then, don't you say?
Hmm.
We will head that way. Nelson is worried, though.
Worried about what?
Worried about Dark One being here. why he wants to be here. He has not been here before.
Perhaps it's connected to our other foe. This kind of a strange coincidence that all of this seems to be happening at one time.
Not Shadowfell, other side. Hey.
Yes, but maybe there's a connection.
Something
Working in tandem.
Between.
Portals, yes. But they are no Mitros. Have their own agenda.
What is that normally?
Corruption. Enslavement. Fiefdom. Worship.
I take it this isn't normal then. The way you talk about death and the way you see life and death, this is something outside of that, right? Or it distorts it. It's not the normal order of the world.
It is like a breeze, Zanryn. But instead, you can feel the life being sucked from you. Evil elemental breeze. Bad winds. Many bad winds. They are watching.
With this information, is it possible to roll like an Arcana check to see if I vaguely have an idea of of who it is that Nelson's talking about?
Not an Arcana check. Give yourself a religion check. I don't know much about Archphase being inside of the Shadowfell. It is a bit of the opposite coin. You can understand the strength. There's also been mention of ancient evil elemental energy. And that can be contained on any plane. Particularly referencing strange winds. No name comes to mind.
Well, whoever it is, something to do with them has gotten a hold of Reggie, so that's all I need. I'm in. I said I'd help you, and I will.
Reggie succumbed to the darkness. He was looking for something, though. I wish I knew what. I think he needed us.
Well, then, perhaps we can be there for him now.
All right. Is everyone in?
Ketri is confused, but we'll go to protect.
If I'm reading that map in the book right, Ketri, it's also going to take us to the forest. Am I right about that, Nelson?
Yes.
That is where Ketri wants to go.
Maybe you'll get to show us what home is along the way.
Ketri can do that.
Kitty, do you still have book?
Oh my god.
Listening to all of this, Biddy had actually been like reaching down at the bag she carries and just kind of holding it close to her. What book?
You had talked about a book like mine.
Yeah, but it's probably different. They're different books. Entirely.
Yes, that is the point.
What? Are you trying to find similarities or fully differences?
Show
Out
your
of character
book.
question. How much do I know about the book?
Probably
Sorry,
not
how
much
much
at all.
does
She
Zanryn know?
barely said anything. I actually don't think she's told anybody, but if that's the route we want to go. Or maybe he just knows from feeling.
Open. There.
Right now?
Yes.
And she's taking off the strap and putting it on a chair. And slowly, she unclasps her bag and lifts it up and doesn't initially go to grab it, but just kind of holding onto the flap, closes it for a second. Are you sure we have to do this right now? We can do it later.
I am sure.
How sure?
He cocks his bird head at you.
Fine. I'm sorry. She opens it and just goes for it and pulls out this book, this dark green ornate book, and plops it on the table. There, fine, I did it.
See? And on the other side, Nelson pushes his book, which is more purplish and brown. The page that is open, as it butts up to yours, it begins to show green vines and lush forests on the other side as it completes a mirror image from the map that Nelson has open. Yours alive and vibrant with a golden twilight, is with a gloom and rot and decay. I knew it.
What's happening? Why are they doing this?
I've heard of this.
Sealy
Yeah.
Court.
What?
What?
This isn't just a book, Biddy. You realize that?
I mean, obviously I realized that. I wouldn't have taken it. Do you think I'm a buck person? No.
Oh, I didn't want to say anything, but
Stop it.
Spring Court. Autumn Court, as he points to his. Two sides, same coin.
What does it mean?
Means these books were meant to be together. Make whole map.
All right. So then, what do we now do with these map books?
He pushes them closer together and the dead vines from his and the live vines from yours meet at a point further down the map towards a
Why is it
massive tree log. It seems to be downed, that is both living on one side and dead on the other.
Is nobody else concerned about this?
No, this is pretty on par for what happens in the Fae. Do you realize what may happen next, though?
This is where we will find them.
Well, then let's go.
I am ready. Are you ready, Biddy?
I don't know if jumping into another plane is a good idea.
No.
She's getting feelings of loss from
No. Powers come from other planes. We go to forest
fine.
to stop
Everything's
powers
fine.
coming from other planes.
I'm gonna put my hand on Biddy's shoulder. Hey, remember who the second one was to jump through to get to you when you were in the sands? That was Reggie. We're not leaving him behind, but I promise you this time it'll be different.
I hate when you're right. And she
He makes an
Kinda just takes a
unbelievable
second.
point.
shut up. I'll be the first one in then. And she goes.
That's what I like to hear. Let's get stocked up from here. They owe us some health pots, I believe. Is anybody even in here?
He might have gone
everybody
home by
quit.
now. Yeah, I think so.
He did quit and walk out.
Great.
Well,
nobody's here.
Zanryn gets up if no one's behind the bar and just like grabs one arm, open bag of holding, and just like funnels the entirety of the back shelf into the bag.
this is
Health
one
pots, alcohol and all.
I owe you. Bromaduhr, Barley. This is as good as money.
You know, I don't know if Dunnan really owes us. We killed the troll for him. This more than makes up for it.
I like that. Takes his IOU and crumples it back up. Here's how they are. Everyone put down a greater potion of healing.
Ooh. I'm not gonna complain about that.
Hello.
Greater potion of healing.
For context, that's the 4d4 plus 4 healing potion.
That's that'd be superior, right?
1 second. We need
No, you're right,
superiors.
it's 44.
Yeah, you were correct. I want superiors. So,
Superior.
yeah.
Potion.
8d4 plus 8.
Oh, big boys, nice.
How do we add this?
I just did it under the journal.
Oh, I'm
Say that
trying to
again?
add it as an actual item. You can't. I was gonna put it under consumables.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to do too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
I've just done an arbitrary like thing that doesn't actually do it, if that makes sense. So
What
if
was
I hit
the
it, it
dice?
just comes up as that.
Let's see if I can drag and drop it onto
4
you.
plus 8.
8.
Let's see here. Superior potion of healing. Cool. I can drag and drop
I see
them.
it. Cool,
Oh,
cool, cool.
nice. Thank you. Nice. I can delete my scuffed custom one.
You. I mean, I'm sure it was great, but could be better.
It's like the ones we saw way back when, where it's like a 1 in 4 chance of like, you temporarily go blind in one eye or some nonsense.
Ooh,
It's fine.
Biddy's got a superior and a great right now.
Ooh. I feel like this is the indicator where before you go into a boss fight, it's like, oh, hey, here's all this health.
Well,
Good luck.
we deserve one.
Probably.
Like, listen, man, after all the bullshit, I'm not complaining.
All right, everybody's got their potions. Perfect. Renwick, can I have a word with you?
Yes, I suppose so. What's the issue?
Oh, I know you don't like to talk about it. But I think we need your expertise.
In what regard? Are you planning to buy some art?
No, I'm not talking about your art. Talking about the whole long teeth stay up at night thing.
I see. And what specifically are you wanting to know?
I'm not trying to be rude. Promise. But do you get a sense of where these things are coming from? I was always taught back at the Temple of Helm that where there are thrall, something should be behind that, controlling in one central entity. All these vampiric chokers,
Yes, that, as far as I know, that would be the case. Although, if I'm being honest, I never had a formal education in this subject. I was kind of left to my own devices.
Understandable.
But I do believe you're correct. As far as being able to sense or know where they're coming from, I could try, but I'm not sure I can discern that.
More of a preparation thing. I just don't want us to walk into something that we can't handle, that's all. Something has created as many legions as this. Well, that does scare me.
And understandably, but keep in mind that it may seem that way, but I am not immortal. And neither are they.
I'll take that to heart. I'm not insinuating that your own powers did anything, but I saw you bite him.
I see. So this is what you want to ask me then. You want to know if I am the one who caused this.
No, I asked you for your help.
Let me put your mind at ease. Reggie never drank from my blood, so I don't believe it's possible that I am the cause. Perhaps there's another source. Surely I am not the only one of my kind in this city.
Yeah. You're the only one that I know that's bit him. Like I said, I understand doing things out of survival.
Well, as I said before, I don't believe that this is connected, although it may seem that way. But should that be the case, and if I am responsible, then I will do what I can to take a responsibility for my actions and to see that they are made right.
I think we can agree to that.
Very well. Then, if you don't have any other burning questions, I would like to go now.
He's going to lean in over to your ear. And so help me, Helm. You bite Biddy or anyone else in this party, I will be the one to finish it. Can we make that clear?
Yes, well, I don't have any intention on that, but...
We all do things when our backs are forced against the wall.
Well, then I would hope for all of our sake that you help me avoid that situation then.
Indeed. He's going to shake your hand.
Renwick will shake it, but and then he will turn to walk away. He's clearly insulted by the insinuation that he's the cause of this.
No doubt.
Well, good. Now that the two of you are done making out, can we go?
Can you get yourself cleaned up and proper adventure? You're going to attract all the bugs once we get to the forest, and I'd rather not have to get
already
the...
wiped off behind the bar.
I can tell it. It's still
A
sticky.
little bit of residue left.
Bugs will know the sugar's there.
That's fine. Then Nelson can just pick them.
You'll see what bugs are like in the Feywild. It's
What?
slightly different beast.
Just little slimy, prickly little things. Or are they different?
Some of them are bigger. Some of them
Then
smile.
what?
Some of them tell riddles. Some of them will trade some of the sugar that's left on you from the cinnamon roll and will instead give you something of whimsy.
Maybe I don't want to go. I can stay here. I'll down the fort for you all.
Have you ever heard a poem from a butterfly? It's wonderful.
No. Can't say I have.
Well, we're all listening.
Oh no, I'm not telling one. I'm just saying.
What do you
They
can't
exist.
gather your things? I expect to hear this on the first quarter mile that we make our march.
Never break a promise in the Feywild. And this poem was promised for my ears only. I'm terribly sorry, Brom.
My ears only. What?
Would
It was
Zanryn
probably a spell.
in his head thinking of it? And could Biddy
Butterflies.
You hear the beginnings of a tune, you know? It's got the like thumping rhythm of something. Like dun 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 dun.
Oh, gross. Let's go.
It trails off eventually. There's no words to it, but it trails off.
And that's not
Their
a
words
tune
may be
to
pretty, but
recognize.
remember, you shouldn't trust a butterfly. Ketri will kind of chime in with an odd perkiness.
Why is that?
Their songs are spells. Butterflies are known magic. Ketri will kind of gesture with like little butterfly wing hands.
Be my butterfly, sugar baby.
What exactly do the spells do?
Oh, no, spells are very dangerous.
Yes, they can be, but specifically, what are the butterflies' spells do? What do they do?
Oh, they lure you. Butterflies are very dangerous, not
Like
only for
Merfolk.
spells, they have tiny teeth.
What?
You're making this so much more enticing than it was earlier.
Ketri is surprisingly like tight-lipped about this butterfly teeth gnashing that he's recalling.
Can I notice his apprehension?
Yes, quite so. Like there's like an odd fidgeting now between his fingers that would be kind of surprising to see for him. Oh yeah, quite so. Where normally
Ketri-
Ketri's been quite forthcoming, this is not so much.
Do teeth bother you? You got a little fidgety.
Butterfly teeth are very painful. You have to be small
No.
for it to hurt, but if you are small enough,
Wait. Do you? Is this a memory? Are you remembering this? Or is this just a random fact you know?
Ketri will pause and almost like contemplating. You'll see a slight flicker in the light of his eye for a hot second.
As she sees that.
Ketri knows. Ketri knows butterfly have teeth. Their songs lure you and then they bite you.
Yeah, but why do you know this? How do you know this?
In a small moment of hesitation, almost like a pause, you'll see Squirrel pop out behind the other eye socket of the walnut, and he'll hold up just a tiny little paw.
She randomly has another baby hand. It out and extends it to the
Squirrel will crawl onto your baby hand.
You gotta stop carrying those things around, Becky. I swear to God.
around the place. It's fine.
Standing
Wait,
on
Squirrel on
the
the baby
baby
hand now?
hand. Yeah. Squirrel
She
will
throws
hold it up so that way you can see Squirrel's paw a little bit closer. And there are little marks on it.
Oh, what are they?
I mean-
think those are the teeth from a butterfly that Ketri was talking about. What kind of
What
butterfly
do
have
they look
teeth?
like? Are they like razor sharp? Or like square?
Quite pointed, actually, kind of piercing.
Oh, that looks disgusting.
In a very tender way, Ketri will group over Squirrel and pull him back in and hide him back into his eye.
Noted.
Just be careful. Ketri has warned you.
Beware the butterfly fangs. Teeth?
Anything else anybody wants to pick up before you head to the forest?
Biddy would go and clean up. She comes down pretty and pristine as ever. Clean clothes.
Well, it's about time you got yourself dressed and ready for the day.
It's in the portal.
Don't forget to bring your book.
I figured Nelson would keep them together.
Okay.
I don't like that. Okay. Nelson, can I have my book? Thank you. And she puts it in her bag.
Guys, pack up your belongings. Get yourself set. Take care of a couple of more free drinks before you head away. Cantina's filled. As we close the door to the yawning portal behind us, possibly for the last time. Brom flips the close sign back around. Probably for the best. He turns, walks back with the group as we begin heading down the cobblestone streets towards the outskirts of the forest around the city. I'm going to let you guys go refill your beverage real quick. Use the restroom.
Wahoo!
Yahoo!
Oh, it's so good to have Braun back.
The sibling rivalry.
I know.
long
It's my
returned.
favorite interaction in D&D.
Nat 20 cinnamon roll. Even if you did beat me at everything.
Natty.
Pretty much. Thumb ward me. Tic-tac-toed me.
We didn't even get to play tic-tac-toe. Because we had to choose who won or who was going to go first.
Couldn't argue. No, I go first.
I love that it was a proposal for a game to decide superiority that was preceded by a game to decide
Yeah,
who goes
that's what I
first
meant.
for the game of superiority, which ended up being its own contest. So only you two can do this.
He tried to 2 out of 3 me without me agreeing to it. He still lost.
We're very much a perma 2 out of 3. Love it.
Fine, you want to go again?
Oh.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Right.
Walking down the cobblestone street.
You're so strong.
Alright, I'll be right back.
I have an 18. I just can't compete with this. Got like a plus 11 or some shit.
It's that skill proficiency, man.
Ah,
I will be right back.
holdeth thy fort down. How's everybody doing out there? Happy to have Meteorian Core back? It's about time, right? I don't like taking 2 weeks off. Feels like an eternity. Yeah. Little demon butterflies now. Adulting sucks, man. There's no doubt about it. Adulting sucks. You gotta make adult decisions every now and then.
Look at the bunch of us returning all in sync.
We've synced up.
Yeah.
It is the power of D&D that compels us.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
Right. I will go do the same.
'Tis a plan.
Or put in our chat the thing I couldn't say earlier, Sam.
Now I am very intrigued.
It's just what popped in my head, and I was like, no, Sam, you can't say that.
Oh my god.
But it's totally a bitty thing.
It's a very bitty thing.
That's why I hesitated. I was like, wait, hang on. I know this would be perfectly fitting for character.
I appreciate how your mind works. I'm gonna say that.
To like.
I appreciate that over the last 2 sessions we've played, it has been completely like, not off the rails, but like no holds barred. Like,
Yes.
it's total asking Mishkin where his goddamn hands are energy, you know what I mean?
That's why I missed. I just love picking on RoBear and testing how witty he can be against me.
You were too
Challenge your
dangerous.
DM through combat. Challenge
Yeah.
them through verbal sparring.
The damage is more permanent then.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. Also, I'm so sorry if the buggies in Feywild comment was a bit sort of sudden. I tried
Bugs
to
don't
veer
bother
it into it. Okay.
It's just those 8-legged
Yep.
monsters that don't belong.
Spelunkalonks. Cool.
Don't ask me where I was going now that butterfly have teeth. I'm so sorry.
What the?
Wait, did they actually?
Yeah,
You're not making that up?
No, I don't know anything.
She just was talking.
Wait,
I
now
just
I
thought-
need to do this.
Well, I just thought like that sounds like something Ketri would be afraid of.
Butterfly. The first thing that comes up is, do butterflies have bones?
No, they don't.
Butterflies have bones.
They don't have any
It's biology.
teeth.
They have nothing.
I-
Nothing.
But then you can't just Google this.
Boneless?
But in the Feywild, they could. It made me think of, actually, I was thinking of The Last Unicorn, where the butterfly only speaks in riddles.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Teeth, the movie that was on Netflix.
No,
Is that? I think
very
I know
different
what that
inspiration there. Not where I was
Yeah,
going.
sorry, I was like, is that why you think of the
Nope.
teeth? Okay,
Nope,
and things
not at
shouldn't
all.
be.
is. Things that really shouldn't be if I'm thinking about what teeth is correctly, if I'm remembering.
Yes, you probably are.
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You don't forget it.
I just googled it, by the way. Butterflies do not have lips or teeth. They have a long, toiled tongue for sipping nectar out of plants.
But the one in the Feywild
They
now
look
have
at
teeth.
you.
So now you know.
Now we all know.
They're probably really good at like whistling. You know,
Yes.
like they can carry a great tune. Right.
Well, you did have a really nice tune going for us.
Someday we'll see if we encounter a butterfly. It's okay.
I hope not. I may have created a monster for us. It'll be interesting.
Look, listen, we faced something with giant teeth, and now we're going to face something with tiny teeth, hopefully.
Yes,
You know?
yes,
Well,
exactly.
How bad could it be, you know?
Probably not that bad.
Nah, not that bad. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's fine.
I'd rather get bit than perhaps hit by a rock or something. I don't know.
Look, listen, all I'm going to say is I'm glad in this moment that RoBear is not listening to this conversation.
That you
He
know.
has it
of.
on blast.
Yeah. You can hear it.
Son of a
Everyone on
bitch.
the floor can actually hear it. They all know. Everyone
All of those
knows.
college people always partying up.
I should very much, considering the things that Ketri has said about Zanryn, I very much hope that's not true.
Listen,
Suddenly, Chris Hempson walks into RoBear's office.
that's true.
Oh no.
No take backsies.
Zanryn
I'm
is
so
a
sorry.
carnival. No,
Yes.
you're okay. Don't worry. It's totally fine.
All right, so now we go through the portal. This will be fun. What?
The Feywild. Hell
The
yeah.
Fae. Honestly, we haven't been to the Fae yet, have we?
We have.
No,
we just-
Biddy's had a connection to it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured this would tie together.
Yeah.
The only time we've done it is when Biddy got abducted and got turned into werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yes.
was a one episode thing.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that one.
So, yes, but not really for long enough to call it a thing, you know? It's dipping our toe as opposed to going for a swim.
Yes. Yes.
Pun not intended, considering it was through a lake.
It was a day trip.
So didn't you like drown kind of and then came up with the last name?
We didn't die. All the way.
Now that I think about it, that was technically the first time we used psychic blades for dimension hopping.
Yes.
How crazy is that? What the fuck?
Little piece of lore history there.
Hell yeah. Fucking hell, I didn't even think about that prior to this point.
You have to write it down. Don't forget these moments.
Oh no, I
You're immortalized on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This music.
Mm.
Since I had to do that last campaign, I've been just listening to soundtrack music constantly. And I don't even have a new campaign up on the docket now, but I've just been categorizing like, this is fight music. Here's adventure music. Here's walking through a forest music. This is a witch's house, right? Like,
Yeah. I have a bunch of those on Spotify too.
right?
And I
And
make
you
them
just,
for individual characters.
mm-hmm.
It's very much my what am I listening to, what's my mood when I'm taking a shower today kind of thing, you know?
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it when people make playlists for their characters.
Yeah,
It takes a
helps
long
you really
time,
get into the mindset.
Yes.
You have to really think like them.
Mm-hmm. I think it would just be forest sounds right now for Ketri.
Biddy has a lot of Nelly Furtado.
Makes sense.
Ooh, yeah. Good choice. Good choice.
Big fan. She's a man eater.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Trying to think
Toff
of
would have had
this.
like a lot of bops. Anything that could dance.
He would have all the kids' bops.
Yes, the kids bops ones. And occasionally like one screamo, but one where you don't know any of the words.
Are we meant to know the words in Screamos?
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
Mudcat
Sorry.
does though.
In Dreamlight Valley.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not
once
in
you
the right
listen to enough, you know the words.
Byf, what kind of music would you have Zanryn listen to?
Oh gosh.
Classical stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
man.
thinking classical or just Interstellar.
something along those lines. That interspersed with like ambient tracks that are literally just like nothing but wind and like the rustling of tree leaves.
Yeah. I could definitely also see like very like impressive classical guitar.
Ooh, you know what? it's a niche reference, but has anyone ever listened to like the Dark Academia soundtracks they'll throw up on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% it. That's 100% Zanryn.
Yes, I see that. Renwick? Is this fanfare music?
Or he'd listen to like Glenn Miller, old orchestral like music.
Or is he just really into musicals?
Les Mis is a fave.
Renwick would definitely be a musical theater kind of guy.
He's a fan of the arts. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I could definitely see some major Sweeney Todd moments, though.
A lot of Sweeney Todd in there.
I see a lot of like 20s and like swing.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like Glenn Miller
Yeah.
or Woody Herman. Those people.
He's a secret jazz fiend.
Is it a secret?
Probably
for
he's a
him?
big fan of Benny Goodman. That's probably like his number one.
A lot of Charlie Parker and Louis Armstrong.
Harry James.
I feel like Brom would be well sung. You know?
It'd be like Celtic music.
That's a good one, yeah.
He loves Celtic women.
Always a fan of a Kaylee. Gets to sit there and do a proper dance. That's when his endurance really comes out.
That's it. It awakens the beast inside.
Kaylee's are fun though. Yeah, great fun.
Would Ketri be like techno?
At this point, I think so.
Oh my god. So
He's
I
still
just
trying to find
realized-
himself. Yeah.
I just figured out what Nelson is. Okay, so get this. There's an experiment they did where they basically took a synth board and they plugged the input nodes into mushrooms, and it came out and made this incredible techno sound. Like it mushrooms, the electrical signals that get sent through mycelial networks actually could create a sound, and it's like I don't know how best to describe it, but it's very synthy. It's like absolutely 100% that is Nelson.
That's cool, actually.
Good too.
That's actually how Glam was made as well.
Mushroom. Mushroom music. What, through Evanescence? Big fan.
I'm 100%.
Wake me up.
I'm sending all of you this because this is 100%.
I want to hear it.
A thing.
It sounds
Here it
very
is.
interesting.
There you go. There's a sample of it.
They found the most adorable mushrooms.
Yep. There we go. It's just the most unusual stuff you've ever seen, but it's like, this totally makes music.
He'd
People
be a
do that
good
with
fan of Montreal.
I've seen people do that with grass and leaves and stuff too. Anything that sends out an electrical impulse, or
That's really cool.
you can use a synth on like that.
It's quite literally the songs of the forest.
Yes.
I love that.
Hey,
I don't think I could listen to it forever, but I find it quite endearing. Maybe it's just because of the synth sound itself. I think if they altered it a little bit, it could be something quite beautiful. Like if they gave it more of like a harpsichord sound, it'd be different.
It would be different.
Thank you.
The same but
You
different.
know,
time for our
same,
nature walk.
different.
it's funny because the reason I mention any of this is
pack a
'cause
gun,
it
pack some heat.
it exists in Destiny. That was.
I don't
that was
want to hurt the
inspiration.
animal. I just want to say I respect your distance.
There's so many quotes in this episode tonight.
I love nature walks.
Now, this isn't too big of a big boy.
Gotta shake it up a little bit. Everybody knows that reference, right?
Gotta get the earth moving. Shake it up.
I mean, it is my doppelganger from high school, so
Cheap.
I successfully I used his picture for mine on Facebook for the first year without people noticing.
No one will know.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
How neat is that? I want everyone to know how neat nature is with that, instead of just me and Rodney knowing it.
Well, I know, Renwick has his fancy way of travel, but I kind of thought it would be a little nostalgic if I got us one of these. As Brom has a covered wagon for us the same way that we rode into town.
I suppose I'll just cancel the carriages.
No, that's it. I fully intended you. We don't have enough room. Oh, please don't make us squeeze all into one.
The carriages turn around and go.
Zanryn starts throwing the many things of booze he stole from the yawning portal into the carriage, the covered wagon.
Start cutting weight.
You want to walk beside us? She smiles.
Cool.
I'm here to help. I'm gonna keep you on the right track. You just made a promise to yourself. Let's manifest it, right?
All right, well, I'm taking driver's seat. Brom's gonna hop up and get up on the reins.
Hey, Nelson, you want to go where you went before? Knowing that Nelson will probably get into the top of it and have his like scythe and yet again be the Grim Reaper.
Yes, I would like to ride.
But he would hop up next to Brom, try to bump him over, be like, no, let me do it.
No, you can. Fine, you get right rein, I get left rein.
I can't even trust your left brain.
Slow down, you're making it so bumpy already.
Is everybody in? Have we started?
Just take it off this
Or
floor.
just gone.
Quick, get ahead of yourself.
Wait.
Hold up, slow down, pull the reins.
Gunk, 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 running after us. Iron Giant.
Ketri is just trying to keep up at this point. Assuming that I've not been invited in this, Ketri will actually not try to get in and just run along the side. Very casually.
Oh, come on, somebody help out Ketri.
Ketri, friends.
Ketri is good.
Are you sure?
Ketri runs fast.
Do you ever get tired?
Ketri can keep going. We will find out if Ketri stops. Well, I don't actually know when this ends, so we'll find out. I think this will be a great test of actual endurance. Well, we'll see.
Just don't suffer a point of exhaustion.
Now's the time to find out, right?
Ketri's learning about themselves.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, God. Ketri running like the Secret Service next to our covered wagon.
Very covert.
How loud are we?
Yes.
Roll for stealth.
About that.
As we go bumping through the cobblestone, trying to exit our way through Waterdeep. Heading out, you guys can see the lake off to the distance, sun shining over the top as it approaches 10, 11 in the morning. Relief to see crystal clear water and not the murk and the corruption of Mitros. Nelson pointing the way. No survival checks needed, as this passage is detailed well before us. The trail begins to get smaller and smaller. And the general thicket of the woods begins to blossom. Thorns and wild berries, trees clumped together, oh so close. Now to a point where you're surrounded by such thick of a forest, you can't see where you entered and you can't see where you'll end. Canopy far above 30, 40, 50 feet in the air. Only small bits of God rays trickling down as the song of the forest is all that can be heard now. No more hammer anvils or merchant voices. Only yourselves inside the wilderness. Anything you would like to do on this first part of the voyage?
How long is the voyage?
We actually don't know. No one's asked Nelson how long of a trip into the forest this is.
Nelson, how long of a trip into the forest is it?
Oh, day and a half.
Oh, well.
Is there shelter or anything like that along the way? Little villages?
Used to. And doesn't think anymore. No villages like his, thanks to Dark One.
You know who that is?
Ooh.
Are you planning for us to go and find them?
Great Dark One is behind this.
But he's very uncomfortable. She just kind of nods and steps back, looking around.
And how do you, once we get there, how is it you propose we stop this Dark One? Do you have a plan?
I do not.
We are going in unprepared then.
Yes, it would seem so, Ketri.
Then I have gifts. I would like to use my magical tinkering. And I can imbue up to 3 objects at a time, if I may. Pulling out a small acorn, he'll Ketri will find those fingertips tracing over the outside. And as their hands go over it, you see small little lines as if etchings being carved into them. Who would like this one?
What is it?
A gift?
Oh, I would.
Ketri will hand it to you. When you break it, it will light. And in this case, it will give a 5-foot radius light for you.
Oh. Thank you,
Is
Ketri.
it a good gift? Do you like friend?
Yes.
Good. Protect friend, and Ketri will pet you on the head. Friend is sensitive, and will pet you
Yes.
lighter this time. Ketri has another gift.
Zanryn's gonna tentatively reach out a hand.
Oh,
If
good.
you wouldn't mind.
This one's good for you, and will hand you it. If you crush it, it will fart. And what it will do, it will emit a very terrible odor within the space. You can't smell, correct?
No, I can't.
Good defense.
But the rest of us can.
And Ketri will pull out their third little item.
Well, yes, if you don't mind.
Keep, but cover your ears. And this final acorn, if you crush it, will let out a very loud screeching sound, like a squirrel crying out.
Ooh.
Yes, I will try not to break it until the appropriate time then.
3 gifts. Ketri, good friend?
Yes, very, very good friend. Friends do indeed give gifts. Let me give you something in return. As Renwick will pull out a very ornate, like, handkerchief ascot and go to tie it around Ketri's neck.
What does this do?
Well, it just it was made by a craftsman. It just looks fashionable.
Ketri is fashionable. And Ketri will kind of sit up a little bit straighter and give a small little pose.
Excellent. There's the confidence.
Ketri is so handsome that bad guy will not want to hurt.
I suppose there is a potential for that.
Biddy walks ahead of the group, not saying anything.
Was Ketri bad friend to not have another?
No, that's Biddy is just well, Biddy lost a good friend recently.
Ketri will try to run to catch up to Bitty.
Is this
Ketri-
like conk, conk?
Yeah, oh, you hear it stomping through the woods.
Terrifying that is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is, and it gets louder, like heavy footsteps right
As
behind
it
you.
happens and she hears it and she knows that there's not much that she can do to outrun this, she just gets down and like puts her hands over her head. Don't touch me.
Landing almost above you, like a foot on either side, like it's a landing, and the ground
Like
shakes a
dirt
little bit.
gravel around her.
Ketri will kneel far into the ground.
She'll like tuck her head even more in. Stop it, Ketri, go away.
Friend Biddy also sensitive?
No, I'm not sensitive. Lifting her head up and looking at you. I'm perfectly fine, and now I'm dirty again.
Ketri didn't have 4th gift.
I don't need a gift.
Ketri wants to give
I just
gift.
want to get to this next location. If we could stop stopping, and she's getting very flustered. I don't know how well Ketri can pick up on social cues, but yeah, she's getting more and more upset with each comeback.
Mm-hmm.
That she's standing up and just being, I don't need any gifts, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Don't run at me. And she starts walking ahead.
Ketri will stand, but feel almost stunned in that moment, not sure how to move forward. Ketri was not good friend. And Ketri's head will rotate back to the rest of the group. What did Ketri do wrong?
Nothing. People are complicated, Ketri. Sometimes it's not so much about a person being there that's wrong or someone doing something wrong, it's just not a good time.
So Ketri, try later.
Yes.
Ketri will count 100 and then we will try again. And
Maybe
that
not.
internal number starts.
Ketri, maybe not 100.
200
I would, maybe not a number.
number.
Do you know what a smile is, Ketri?
When you show teeth.
Yeah. Next time, Biddy smiles, maybe try then.
If Ketri sees Biddy's teeth, Ketri will give Biddy a gift. Understood. And will now almost silently try to walk behind Biddy, very gentle and awkwardly.
She's aggravated. It's like if you could see like the little squiggly lines and steam coming out of her head, you would. As you do each thing, and she's just like head down, looking forward. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
If you ever turn to look around, Ketri will freeze and kind of look like one of the trees in the background.
She would have been a couple times. Like, I hate it here.
Zanryn is kind of quiet throughout most of the thing. There's a lot of contemplation going through his head, but nothing much in particular that he's immediately willing to share. He's still sort of figuring bits and pieces out.
Nelson, say we got a day and a half. Aye, we do. Keep your eyes peeled for a good place to make camp, even if it is a bit sooner than what we want. I'd rather be safe than sorry. He shakes his head in agreement. Nelson will roll a survival check with advantage. Yeah, it's more like it. Nelson is going to keep his eyes peeled, but ultimately will get us a premium spot to make camp. As we push in and it gets later in the evening, those god rays begin to fade, and the darkness of the forest creeps in. There's an odd stillness that lingers in the air. Crunch of leaves and the sink of our tires into the mud gets stronger. There's a heaviness to this side of the woods that hangs in your chest. The rest did not end. I think we're about a half hour away from a good stopping point. Give us enough time to put up camp before it gets dark. Brom yells out to the rest of the group. Anybody got any? Oh, go ahead.
Do you think it's wise to stop before we reach our destination?
Nelson, I defer to you. I do not know the state of the things that we track. I worry about travel overnight in the forest. Yes.
Well, then I suppose this is as suitable of a place as any.
Ketri will clear the ground and will begin stomping all around to flatten the ground space for an ideal camping ground.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
And you're able to do that in incredible time. It's the least amount of undergrowth, and it's a good camping spot. There's a general bit of rundown. It doesn't look like where we sit down we'll get bogged down if weather comes through. Looks like a good spot, especially after Ketri clears it away.
Are there any trees nearby to where we're at? With the campsite? Or just literally surrounded, we're in a forest?
Oh yeah, I mean there's plenty.
Yeah, Zanryn would hop up into one and then take a peek above the canopy, see what's going on, get a momentary lay of the land, take flight, and then come back down after having taken a peek around.
How'd you find anything?
As you fly up towards the top. Go, 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 go. Sound of birds spreads through the trees like a pluck of strings. You burst open to the top of the canopy, moonlight pouring down on this rug of green that sets forth in front of you. You can see that you are headed towards a corrupted center inside the forest. You can see it looks as if you step from spring to autumn. In a matter of minutes, not too far ahead. Nothing patrolling above the canopy that you can see in the darkness.
Zanryn drops back down. It's, well, we'll know we're heading in the right direction by the time we get up tomorrow, but it's like you leave one part of the forest and then walk into another and all of it's wrong. It's like it's dead. Something there doesn't make sense. Something there isn't right. We're definitely in the right direction.
It sounds like a wrong direction to me, I'm not gonna lie. Going toward the bad things.
Are you scared of the butterflies?
Actually, yes, I am, Brom. Are you gonna keep making fun of me now?
Try not to pass out from the mushrooms this time.
She's gonna deck him.
Bring it on. Roll.
Do it.
Is
Do
it
it.
still athletics?
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Is that athletics or am I doing an arm?
Unarmed strike.
Okay.
Get a piece of this AC.
I know, your AC's so good.
Watch this be a nat 20. Just watch it. I'm telling you.
That'd be funny, but probably not.
25 on the dot.
What the fuck?
Next time I'll make sure you're not sleeping with your teeth in your mouth. She walks away.
Oh, it hurt, but it's a good hurt. I don't think anything's popped my jaw like that in 15 years. Whew. It was like the time I got stuck on that corn on the... He realizes that you've walked away and he doesn't have anyone else to talk to. A corn on a car. What can can I do to help here? Are we all sleeping under the cover of the carriage? Or what do y'all think?
I'm happy to go ahead and take first watch, but first I need to see if I can find us some extra eyes. Help keep a watch over things.
Ketri does not sleep.
Zanryn's gonna take a knee and start tracing a circle on the ground.
Oh my god, AI has replaced Zanryn's night watch. It's even crept into D&D.
Not quite.
What is friend doing? Do we draw in ground? And Ketri will mimic, kind of drawing a circle-ish next to you. But of course, perfectly drawn.
It's not quite the same, Ketri. It's, these are a little bit different. And Zanryn is going to slowly pull the two daggers together close to what would be the top and center of the circle. And then close his eyes and psychically whisper, Neamashk Unatrath, as I cast Find Familiar.
You speak like butterflies.
And there is going to be...
Language.
We're gonna just commit.
There is going to be a psychic owl that jumps up out of that and circles up above. Takes root in a tree, takes a seat. Doesn't even acknowledge anything else going around.
Butterfly language sounds way better than lizard language.
It does not start the music, though.
The allure.
You need little lizard hands.
Hiding behind you, Zanryn, Ketri will peer over at your new familiar. Is that friend?
Not always. Not back in the day, but...
Not friend, and you'll see
No,
Ketri begin to
Not
reel
like that.
back.
Not like that, Ketri, no. Let's just say we had a complicated relationship years back, and now, for the purposes of this, they are indeed a friend.
Friend, but not friend.
This owl sort of stares back at Zanryn and gives it this piercing, judgmental stare, and then returns to watch and vigil, sort of like crumples its wings a little bit and like a very sort of not upset, but sort of very flustered and frustrated look, and just continues sort of shaking his head.
Why does friend Zanryn keep not friend around?
Keep a lot of old friends and family around. This one's it's a very long story. Suffice to say, him and I didn't exactly see eye to eye, and now I think I'm starting to slowly piece together why that was.
Is it because you're taller? Sorry, I can keep a straight face.
With a sense of smug satisfaction, Zanryn's like, I think that might have been part of the problem, yeah. Taller, wiser. Probably more handsome. Definitely more
Ketri
handsome.
Geese, you are very handsome.
Thank you, Ketri.
Not like Ketri, though, and Ketri will adjust the ascot a little bit.
Indeed.
What was the thing that you and Yale were called together? It's like good-looking specimens, or what was it?
Wait, what? When was this? I'm so confused.
Whenever Yale was being introduced to Ketri, and somebody made a comment, I don't remember what it was. Ketri that was like,
somewhere.
two of us, like, and then like would stand next to Paul handsomely.
Got any kind of structure that we'd like to put up? Are we all gonna stand in the covered wagon like old times?
Well, there was a series of tents and feasts prepared in the carriages, but unfortunately they didn't come with us. unless somebody packed a tent.
Look through my inventory real quick.
Nope, ain't pitching no tents here.
Ketri can build one, and Ketri will begin tearing down nearby branches to create some sort of nesting space for everyone. I'll even use some of my tools as in a very Inspector Gadget sort of way. Hands flip in and different, like a small saw comes out to be able to chop some of these down or put them into the exact height so that way they can align within this. But it is rather small. You would think with Ketri's size that Ketri would make it big enough for them, but it is enough maybe to house 8 squirrels.
Can I just cast Detect Magic, the innate one that I've got, so I can make sure there isn't like a dryad who lives there or something?
As I start chopping things down, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, just in case.
I don't know what I thought you were gonna make, but it just wasn't that. I'm really surprised for you.
Roll your spell
Shelter for
attack.
Squirrel.
Oh.
$22. Luckily, there are no dryads in this part of the forest that you're in. It has been used for logging before.
With a little more reassurance on that, Zanryn's going to find some further branches and start sort of sharpening them into spikes and sort of throw them around the circumference of the camp. Sort of give the most vague of defensive lines where if something tries to go through it or charge across, it's going to have a nasty time.
Anyone else adding to our campsite?
Biddy is not. She is seated on one of these stumps, and just you find her just picking at a potato that she has, just kind of peeling it like an apple, which is not how you're really supposed to peel it. Kind of as somebody would nervously pick at their fingernails. That's how she's picking at this potato skin.
We're not gonna have all gratin potatoes if you pick that slow on that thing.
You took a part of it.
Nice performance there.
But really,
What?
he licks his fingers and goes to touch the potato and goes,
I want to move the potato.
sleight of hand versus sleight of hand.
Okay.
God,
Oh no.
come on, that one. No! Oh my God, you got I forgot you're a little kleptomaniac.
It's absolutely the like,
My germs. My germ. Ah.
Can you get this one? You're not average sized enough.
When you get older, you get short.
That's fine. As long as I'm still taller than you. Just takes another bite.
By the time you're as old as me, you'll be hung over like a lampshade.
This is good food.
A raw potato. It's gross.
Ah, me.
As Zanryn finishes putting down the last of the spikes around the circumference of the camp, he takes what wood is left over, piles it towards the center, takes one of his short swords and sparks it against the storm sickle and lights a fire at the center.
Ah, that is what we were missing. Well done. Well done.
A little bit of light never hurt anyone.
Damn right on that. So, Zanryn, what are we gonna do when we find him?
I don't know. Psychic connections dropped. Has to have been done deliberately, but Reggie may not be completely in control of himself. No different than the first time, right? Just gotta free him. I know that seems like such a easy thing to say and a hard thing to do, but that's the reality of it. If Reggie is still in there, deep down, he'll remember what happened. Most important thing is that he was given a choice. He chose to be the way he is, not now, but before, when he was with us. If this thing is really taking control of him, taken hold properly, it's not making decisions, then that's a problem. But if it has made decisions for him, then yeah, we break its hold and let Reggie choose. If we've made some kind of mistake, if we've made some kind of error, the only thing we can do is respect that freedom. The first time is the same what we did. So, yeah. There's really nothing to it. At least not the way I see it. And of course, whatever the Dark One is in between, we need to figure out what it is, how to kill it, or at very least how to pull back control.
What it is. We got bird feathers popping up everywhere. From what I hear, Nelson's talked as if it sounds like an elemental, but it sounds like a bird, and it's done things to them in the past. I never gone in on something like this where it's so cryptid. I don't know what to expect. All I know is that we've lost our buddy, and he's leading the legion of these things. Something's gone wrong. Elskin can feel it. Yeah, I think all of us can.
Yes, that old saying. Things of foulness, wings and feather doth follow onwards from fouler weather. Something's out there, that's for certain. But whatever it is, we can see what's happening to us all around right now. I think Reggie is just the most obvious sign of it all. Whatever this is, it's clearly bigger than just him, or us, or even Nelson. This is a bigger problem.
Indeed. I just want you to know I'll do my best for him. I know I said a lot the last time he wasn't in control of his own faculties. And by gods, I want to do. I thought we had a ticking time bomb.
I appreciate that. I also appreciate that it's hard making a choice like that. And, the trust, first time and now, means a lot. You remember what happened when we first fell out of the Temple of Gond? Fire all around us, something from the stars coming down. You handed me back my short swords.
I do. Like it was yesterday.
Let's not forget that maybe Reggie does still have some control. Who knows? If he does, then maybe he's the one who can save us in the end. Never doubt the strength of an individual's will. Not least Reggie's.
Let his axe be sharp. For the legions and not us. I do not crave to taste.
That reminds me of something else. From when you saw the memory of what happened and what Toff helped to free me from, was there anything else?
Well,
If you so desire, you can insight check Zanryn.
I don't think he's gonna insight him. He's gonna. You tell me you only told me half the story.
I'm telling you, I'm not sure I've got the entire story myself.
Me.
Everything you saw with Toff and me and getting out, that's true. It's about getting there that I have questions about. You know? One thing that's been made awfully clear about all this is that death is not the end. Whether it's to do with you or Toff or Nelson or Betty.
I'm
There's so many reminders.
Glad you're all coming around to that.
Well, what can I say? Guess I found some kind of faith.
No
Zanryn sort of
one
smiles a little
ever
bit.
said you had to put your fate to anyone. All we ever asked you was to believe in the impossible.
That's just it. Faith is a scary, two-sided thing sometimes. Point I'm trying to make is that I remember making my way. And I remember knowing where I was. There was certainty and purpose in my flight. I remember them calling me home. And I had made peace with that. I'd accepted it. And then there's just shadow and doubt and hate. I can't quite piece it all together. Somehow I ended up on that damn ferry. I don't know exactly what's happening and what's going on, but there's something deeper than all of this. Something in between, slipping back and forth like shadow.
Seems to be a trend between the things that meddle inside our world. Lack the gumption to stay and to receive the proper arse whooping they deserve. They hide between the planes, run between the realms. Not today.
Every time I try and remember back to it, it's like trying to see a shadow, casting a light onto it and watching it disappear. There's something there, right? I'm sure of it. I just hope I'm wrong. That's all.
Whatever it is, there's no one more prepared than this group. Period.
Not it. Not for this thing. I'm gonna lay down this for anyone else who is either listening in on the conversation, or just for Brom. If you want to go ahead and roll a persuasion check to see what's going on there, I will totally talk more about suspicions on a 19 or a 20.
Would Biddy be hearing this?
If you want to.
They'll be hanging out with me though, so.
Gross, never mind.
Oh, you know, you would have been peak curiosity of me and Zanryn speaking.
We've been like listening from like behind a little tree.
I can see with your little baby hands out, listening at the same time.
Those are what crawl over the side of the tree. And they're like rattling.
It's just like the rock peeling through the green screen. Are you sure about that?
She's pretty stealthy. You might hear like a little branch, but she like quickly gets behind.
Gonna hang out back behind there the whole night, or are you gonna come out and join the conversation?
I don't come out and join the conversation because I hear Zanryn's got stuff to say.
Was that meant to be persuasion or perception?
I was perceiving if I could hear.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No, I've used that. Hey, that's spill the beans.
All right, in character, go ahead and ask the question, Biddy.
What am I supposed to ask exactly? She says she wants to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, everything that I know about what happened seems to fit one really bad rumor. There's all sorts of terrible things you see written about in the histories of everything, but every people has their boogeyman, right? Everyone has the one person who was supposed to do right and who went and did terrible wrongs. I can't help but feel the way everything happened, the way things worked, the way I ended up where I was. There's something from my family's past that came back to haunt me. I didn't think that it made sense at first, and now the more I piece it together, the more I think it does. It was a long time ago. It's a massive conflict between the three branches of the family, and it ultimately ended with a costly victory for everyone involved. There's three of them. One in the Fae, one in the Shadowfell, one in the Material Plane. The Material Plane are known as the Nargashta. They live in seclusion, they practice their psionic power to a greater extent than any of the others. And there was one amongst them who was an apprentice to the greatest of theirs that they had seen in generations. Power, particularly psionic power, is a very corruptive thing. It's very easy to try and pull and reach for more. In particular when it comes to our line. I understand now why it is that I have these. And Zanryn flares out his wings. These aren't mine.
What?
They belong to an ancestor. In particular, my father.
Your feathers are a hand-me-down? That sucks.
That's saved your bacon a few times. The point
Yeah.
is...
But like,
all of
can't have your own new ones. You have to have these old ones. I'm just saying,
Like-
sometimes there's mothballs into stuff that's handed down.
Indeed there is. It's worse than mothballs this time. But it's worth remembering. As we live on, we inherit these gifts. But there's a problem with that. The gifts are taken cyclically from the dead. Now, what if you could control the flow of this power? What would that take? Well, for starters, it would mean that you'd need to find a way to manipulate all of those who had this power and were dead. But more importantly, if you wanted more of it on demand, you would need to kill for it. You understand?
Not quite. This is a lot of information, Zanryn.
The wings belong to my father. They were gifted to me, but I could have taken them. There was one amongst the Nargashta who understood and saw this design, who understood that you could pull from the dead. And so, he did just that. He pulled and pulled and stole and stole. An entire generation was lost to him. And at first no one believed. They'd elevated themselves to a position where they couldn't be questioned. There is no single ruler amongst our people, but they would go and call themselves prince they would act as though they were a ruler, a monarch above all others. It was only the tenacity of a few heroes that really managed to get the better of him in the end. Not before it was too late. He killed.
So what are you suggesting?
I should have died and gone to my family. And I think the reason I ended up on the ferry is because there was someone out there. I think it's the same person. This person was defeated. They should be dead. And they're not. At least I don't think so. I saw a shadow, and I know it seems strange, but I saw a shadow without wings. And this bottomless pit.
Biddy's gonna look over and shove him. Wake up.
Wow.
You're being rude. Zanryn's telling us very important information in elaborate Zanryn ways. We'll dumb it down for us
Nelson
later. Just listen.
walks over. The story you tell is the same. What do you mean? There's a bunch of long-windedness of darkness.
It was darkness that stole an entire generation of children, Brom. That's the crime. That's what the traitorkin did.
It took my village.
So that's the dark one. Right, am I putting these pieces together?
It took our nests one by one.
Something dark is out there.
Obviously. Well, look, I'm searching for the dark one.
It
Just
makes
hope it's not
itself
this.
resemble us. Did it resemble you, Zanryn?
I hope not.
It once walked like one of us.
If it did, it bears a name. I hope it isn't the one you're speaking of. Because if Yagrash, the traitorkin, does live, it is hungry.
I don't know if your Yagraj is our dark one, but it sounds all too familiar. What does it want with us? Why does it want to take everything?
I mean, Mitros wanted to take everything from Zanryn's people as well. Just seems like
Hunger.
power.
This thing, no, it targets bird folk. You have never seen it, have you? It resents us, took our wings. And Nelson's gonna unfurl the same wings that you described. Just
Yes.
the skeletal bone. Oh, God.
What happened?
You ever wonder why Kenku are birds without wings?
Well, I hadn't until now.
Nelson
Story
walks
behind it.
the path between life and death. Not Nelson's time.
Zanryn's going to kind of reach out a hand to sort of vaguely touch the skeletal remains, the sort of shadowy wings that Nelson's just produced. It is the same. I think the difference is always greed. If that makes sense. Death isn't wrong or right, it simply is. Greed, feeding death more, taking more out of life, that is wrong.
Will not be easy night to sleep at all. Nelson very worried. Very worried. Walks between planes, all planes. Bitty book. Bitty get book. Good. Get book.
Sure. And she's walking over to where the stump was that she was sitting on, because she left her bag over there, and is wrestling in it to pull out this book, and runs back over. Yep, fine, take it.
Nelson's just going to lay them in the back. He's going to take out his small gift from Ketri and turn that light on. Just poring over and looking back at the scene of that long, uncovered stump, both alive and dead. It seems that we might be dealing with a very ancient entity here, Zanryn.
Time is twisted between the realms. You ever hear of someone who disappears to the Feywild for a month and then comes back 100 years older?
Yes.
Ancient indeed. No question about that.
I think we understand something, though. He spoke of ancient elemental evil. Must be something that has plagued other bird folk. He wants to rob you of your flight.
Well, we won't let it. Especially not if
Are
it
we
has
sure
Reggie.
about that? Do you think we can actually handle this? We've
Respectfully,
nearly died several times recently. Our
respectfully,
group isn't strong enough.
I have no intention of getting rid of these. And as for strength, I always look to you.
You're looking the wrong way.
How many times have you decked Brom today?
Once, I think. Yeah, just maybe wasn't more than once, Prom.
You're stronger than you think. You always prove it.
I have good target practice.
Exactly.
But no, wait, stop complimenting me. I don't know if we're strong enough for this. Really?
Everyone gather around.
Petri will drop from a tree.
Where? What?
Sorry, and this.
Oh, shit.
I didn't want to interrupt anything,
God.
but
I'm awake
Petri
now. I'm awake now.
would have been hiding up in a tree.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
What did you even do?
Like a mountain lion up there.
Trees are safer.
Yes, but how did you get up? How strong are these trees?
Not enough.
Very light on your feet.
Wherever
Does
we're
Biddy
headed.
smile?
Oh, Biddy?
Yeah, with that
No.
comment. Dang it. Okay, I'm waiting for it. I have not let my guard down. I am waiting to see teeth.
You're
Okay.
in the tree spying it.
Yes. Just only waiting for one thing.
Oh my god, intently waiting for Biddy to smile. Oh, that's so creepy. I love it, but also...
Some might say it's caring in a very concerning way.
Man. Biddy looks at you and she's just like, why are you staring at me? Stop it. And she just scoots away, but like still within the circle that they've made. Are you smiling? Do you smile? Is there
Katrina
like
It's just more of like an open jaw that goes up and down. There are like 2 bolts that hinge the jaw, and they're a little loose enough to go up or down to help indicate. What can Ketri do to help?
I have a hunch. Force that we may be fighting may exist. The plane of elemental air.
Is that in the Feywild?
Wherever it's come from, it seems to have existed between the Fey, the Shadow, the Material. It seems to planeswalk with impunity. Zanryn has told us a tale of a betrayerkin. It seems to mirror the same things that have happened to Nelson's village. It has taken on many visages, one of their people. But it seems to try to rob them of their flight. Seems as if this entity is jealous or wants to insist on some order. We have never dealt with this. It's something only a bird folk may have experienced. It's as if this thing resents them for some reason. Whatever you do, make yourself aware. If we're dealing with an ancient air elemental, everything around us can be used as weapons. It only takes one gust of wind before you could end up impaled on any of these trees. One tornado that rips through here weaponizes the whole forest. Be wary. If my assumptions are right, it will be hard for us to keep our feet on the ground.
An air elemental. I don't suppose
Yeah,
it's-
without winning.
I don't suppose this is a djinn, is it?
No. I detect nothing that is djinn-like about this whatsoever.
Do you think it's Sylvan?
I don't know.
Because the books are written in Sylvish.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the books. I think the books are trying to help us.
Are they bats? Ketri's just trying to guess like everyone else.
That sudden mention of bats, Zanryn remembers back to the Broodmaster and how it's got a very bat-like form. not knowing if there's any immediate connection, but it sends a shudder down his spine.
And what did it do? It went for things that clawed, climbed under the ground.
So Ketri is right, it is bats.
It is worse than bats. It is what it wants to be.
It's butterflies, right? You said worse than-
Butterflies!
It's birds.
So not butterflies.
All we know is that it resents the ones that own wings.
If we make wings and give as gifts, will it be happy?
No. From the stories that Zanryn told, it seems to take and only take. Never satisfied.
It's greedy, Ketri. Seems to be that way, at least.
Greedy is bad.
Yes. It would take your wings, and then take everything else from you, and leave you with nothing. And then it would keep taking from everyone else. It is not friend.
It is hungry.
Yes.
So much for sleep tonight.
Why can't we sleep?
Speak for yourself.
What? I asked a question.
Nah, I'm sorry if my stories got you, Brom. I got an extra pair of eyes up there. I'll take first watch.
Staring back, you can hear that first crack of a summer thunderstorm in the distance. And the rain far off begins to hit the leaves. Might get a little wet this evening. Rom's gonna wander over to Nelson, who's looking at the book still. Anyone else doing anything while Zanryn takes first watch, staring at this storm in the distance?
Biddy's actually going to go up to Renwick.
Hey, you, come here. So, you know, I honestly don't think we're going to survive this. So, you have permission to bite me.
Yes, well, I don't know that would be the best idea.
Why? I'm giving my consent, you know, just pour up one out for the homie and I take the shot. Toss it back, easy.
Yes, well, it's not,
I can handle my alcohol. Why can't I handle my blood? That was morbid, I'm sorry.
it's not so easy. It takes an incredible amount of control not to bite you most of the time.
Most of the time. Why not all of the time? Do you not like me sometimes? Do I smell?
Sometimes your scent is a little off, yes.
What? But I shower often. It's probably because Brom gets near me. Ugh.
It's mostly when you drink.
He, like, ruins my pheromones. You drink? But that's all the time.
Well, you see the dilemma then.
Right, I'll stop. I'll do a cleanse.
Do cleanse.
I don't think you know what you're asking for.
I just know that if I'm in absolute peril, just let me live, right? Ish? I don't know. Are you dead? Let me die live.
Yes, I will consider it, but...
I'm asking you, please. She gets on her knees. I am begging you. Hurry up before Brom sees me.
I'm sorry, but no.
What? You'll change your mind later. And she just turns around and does not accept that answer. Walks back to
You don't...
wherever the
he's
group
just
is.
like, wait, as you walk away.
Phew.
Yes, well, okay.
I love how much more like different Renwick's reaction is to Biddy's stuff compared to Brom.
Renwick will, after that exchange, will just sit down by a tree and put his coat on backwards and pull his hat over his face so he doesn't get rained on.
Biddy pushes away any alcohol. No, drink water. Pretend it's vodka.
Nelson folds up both of his books, puts them in a dry spot. For his and Biddy's book, puts them away in a dry spot. Takes a big breath and heads over to you, Zanryn.
What's on your mind, big guy?
His name... And he leans in and he whispers it into your ear. Not the same, but different. But still the same altogether.
Worthy of fighting. If only so we can... Well, if only for Reggie, but also... I can't imagine what it's like without these. If it robbed you of flight. I can't imagine. I've never talked to you about it, but I hope it never caused any sourness.
No.
I only realize now that it's just a very bitter reminder, you know? Me always up there in the sky doing something or another, and then you still stuck on the ground.
Nelson wants to make it right for his family, for people. Nelson has had good life. Will continue to fill his purpose. My dreams always came from under the ground. I have not had wings for a reason.
I always found it strange that you were ever the optimist. Your outlook on life and death is always taken me for a left turn, but I appreciate it. We'll do right by you and your family.
Thank you.
Always. Zanryn offers out his right arm, specifically not the one that's all metal, and sort of offers it in a sort of feathered clasp to Nelson.
He gives you one back.
All right, that settles it. Now, Scram, get some rest. I need to make sure that we're actually in a safe spot for the rest of the night. Say, team, who's taking second watch?
Sure, I can.
Gotcha. If you need a little help staying awake or anything along those lines, not that I think you do, but you've got extra company, just call out for Unadrath. It'll be up in the skies giving you a hand.
When you had said
What?
extra
Huh?
company, Ketri had begun to raise their hand until you shared the name of your familiar.
You're probably still just gonna be there, just still waiting for a smile.
Yes.
He's lurking around every
Watching the
corner.
watch.
Gonna wake up in the middle of the night and just see this terrifying visage of Ketri staring. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll take a nice cat nap.
Yeah. At that, you see the owl kind of land on a little bit of log between the two of us, sort of stares up at you intently, bobs its head, and then flies back up.
I have to talk to that.
I mean, you don't have to. He's... Between you and me, he's a bit of a cunt.
Why are you leaving him with me?
Because he probably respects you. He expected me to be a great warrior at some point.
Wait, why?
Look at you.
Oh, he thinks I'm a great warrior.
I mean, he'll know you're a great warrior.
Oh, even better. So it's
I'm
true. Nobody can disprove it.
Unlike some people, you would be able to easily prove him wrong in the space of a few seconds.
Wait, what do you mean, unlike some people? Are you talking about prom?
I'm talking about me.
Oh. No,
Like I said.
it should be about prom.
Sure, we'll go with that. Either way. Can't. I'm just gonna sort of head off towards where I'm taking a watch.
She goes to lay down.
I don't know if this rolls. I'm gonna see if this does. On VTT. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. Nah, I don't think it does. The, I pulled up the stat sheet on D&D Beyond for an owl familiar, but it's not rolling on VTT. Either way. I wonder if the familiar can hear all that.
Go ahead and roll your first perception check. Ooh. 31.
Fails.
DC was 33, thank you very much.
That checks.
Feel low pressure and that cold swirling wind to the north of us. But you stand and watch as this storm never leaves its spot. It stays swirling off in the distance.
Unadrath. Yeah, I'm talking to you, you lazy old bastard. Don't get too close, but circle around in that direction. See if you can get an idea of what's going on with that thing. Storms don't just sit still. I'm gonna send the familiar in that direction. Not so far that it gets into the storm, but hopefully it gets a little bit of a better look.
You're right about that, cunt. I love you having this adversarial relationship with your fucking bird.
I mean, look, listen, he was always a cunt. This is how to do it.
You send him off in the direction of the storm. And you see through its eyes as it flies closer, about halfway there, ravens shoot up from the limbs. It's the same ones you heard scatter through the forest. As they blot out the sky in darkness, you see your familiar lose its wings. And then crash and vamp from existence. And that is where we will pick up next week, headed towards the storm.
Is Zanryn gonna die this time? Gonna take his wings away?
Oh, this was familiar.
No, I know. But if we go into that, Zanryn's got wings.
I mean, we could quickly change that.
Is this Becca or Ketchup?
That's a good point. I don't know. Maybe both.
I can't even differentiate you anymore.
I'm just open for ideas, okay? Sorry. Brainstorming spaces. We don't critique ideas yet, okay?
Oh shit, you're up in a tree.
Just throwing some things out there. You just think about it, Byf. You think about what's right for Zanryn.
I mean, look, listen, been passed around all over the place recently. I nearly got turned into a vampire last week. Still don't know if Brom knows about that, by the way.
Biddy wants to.
Yeah, she knows.
Sign me up was Biddy.
Yeah. She has no idea that Brom said the opposite to him.
Put me on the list.
Yeah.
Come on, just throw back like a shot. I'm great at handling my liquor.
Excited. Headed into the storm next week. Let's go.
Yay. Is this where we blend Meteorian core and Stormforge?
Ooh.
Oh
Surprise, the storm was just Lolo being really freaking mad at Callie for...
Honestly, that's what I was thinking. I was like, are you describing my girl right now? Am I the bad guy?
What? Possibly.
Callie, are we
Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
Dad, she's hot.
Yeah. I'm excited about this one because this blends Nelson's lore that I have and explains some stuff in Zanryn's story. So join us, get with us. We'll be back here next week. Everybody's with us, right? We're good to go until you're the 25th. You're going on the 25th. So awesome.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you guys for all the love and chat. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week.